All right, so welcome back to the 8.1 exercises that we completed yesterday. So this is where we last left off, right? This is how FIFO works, where our batches of inventory, right? We started out with all these inventory items and then we slowly sold them out. So in this case, as you could see, right, the color coding is the color coding, right, is, going from the order that we colored code them in rainbow order. And we notice that it is slowly, declining each and every single purchase that we made, right? Now we're going to continue on with this scenario where this time we're going to deal with beginning inventory. So in this case, right, the last thing that we had for question number 2 says continue from above. Your inventory is Perpetual and it's FIFO. Okay? And it says that on May 31st, you should have had a total of 100 units on hand. And is that true? Yes, that is, right? Because we did have 100 left at 3.8269, right? Giving me a total of $382.69. So yes, we did. When we did our entire calculations, we did end up with 100 units. So what happens here is we're going to take this 100 units. Since out of the 4 batches, we only have that 1 batch left. So in this case, we're only going to be transferring that 1 batch over, right? So in this case, we got 100 over, and we're going to put that into my inventory on hand, okay? So exactly how you see it here, right? Since we have beginning inventory, that was not something we sold. That's not something we purchased. It is something that we carried over from the previous scenarios. 382.69 was our number. Okay, 382.69. And this is what I'm going to do here is it's going to give me my cost per item like that. Okay. So then now I'm going to highlight this back to blue. So again, for this section here, I'm going to keep the colors. Then next time we do the next costing method, I'm going to eliminate the middle part. Okay, the colors in the middle part, and then just use the color coding. And then for moving average, I eliminate colors overall. Okay. So in this case, right, I want to color code this blue because that's what it was in the previous one, right? Keep that one consistent so you know that it came from the previous worksheet. Now it's introduced into the new worksheet. Now you do have a choice. If you want to put the date here, you can, because we're not going to use this one. We're going to start on the very row underneath this one. So you could say May 31st, you had inventory on hand for that 100 units right there. Okay. So then let's see what happened next. June 5th, you end up purchasing 800 units at $4 each with a freight costing $100. So in this case, June 5th, we didn't purchase, but we didn't sell, but we did purchase. Right? We purchased 800 units at $4 each. Okay? With a freight of $100. Okay? So in this case, what's my total purchase price?
3,200.
3,200 plus 100.
It'll be 3,300.
Okay, giving me a cost per item to be there you go. $3,200. $4.12.5. Now again, this one is going to be one of the more dangerous ones that you have to be very aware of. Okay, because you could have a potential for a split penny to either increase your cost of goods sold or increase your inventory on hand. So in this case, we'll just make sure that our math does go through correctly in this case. And I'm going to go ahead and call this, let's go work backwards now. Let's call this my green batch. Okay. Okay. Now, this is where you can also do your equal sum here to get your grand total of your goods available. So I have a total of 900 units available to sell, currently balanced at $3,682.69. Okay. So then now, so I have 900 units available to sell. So let's see what happened next. Excuse me. June 7. Okay. June 7, you end up selling 350 units. Excuse me. June 7, 350 units. So in this case, I need to sell 350 units. So I definitely have enough to sell 350 units, but how am I going to sell my batches?
Okay, you're gonna use all of your 100,
Mm-hmm.
and then out of the 800, you're gonna take 250 out.
Good. So in this case, you're going to get a grand total of 350, right? That's how many units we want to sell is 350. So in this case, I need to get rid of my very first batch of inventory here. Right, my blue batch. Right?
All right.
Which we already know is to be a grand total of $382.69. Okay, so in this case, let's go ahead and get rid of this blue batch here. Okay, so there we got rid of the blue batch. So now I have left is green. So now how much more do I need to take out of the green? You said 250. So 250. What's my cost per item right now?
It's $4 and okay, 12,500.
Yeah, so this is 4 and 12.5 cents, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in this case, what is my grand total cost of goods sold here?
I got 103.
Good, 1,000.
Yeah. 1,031.25.
Good. So in this case, I need to take this out of my green batch, right?
Mm-hmm.
Since I only have that green batch left anyway. So let's go ahead and tally up my totals here. So for selling all 350 units, it's going to cost me $1,413.94. So let's go ahead and do the math real quick. If I started out with 800 units and I just sold 250,
Yes.
how much should I have left?
550.
You should have 550 left. Good. If I started out with 3,300 and I just sold 1031.25, how much should I have left? Something ending with 75 cents, right? $2,260.75. Okay. And since everything is a nice and even number, this should now become 550, right, at 2268.75. So in this case, we did our math correct. We matched our numbers. Okay. Awesome. And now we only have 550 units left on my inventory. Okay. So then next we have here is we purchased 750 units at $4.25 each, with the freight costing 75. So 750, 425, and 75 for freight on June 10th. So once again, we made a new purchase of inventory. So June 10, we purchased 750 at $4.25 with a freight of 75. So in this case, new batch of inventory. What is my purchase price here?
31.87 and 50 cents.
Good. Plus $75 gives you a total cost of
$3,262.50.
good. So that will give me a cost per item to be
$4.35.
$4.35. So I'm gonna call this my yellow batch. Okay, so then in this case, we got 750 at $4.35 each. giving you a grand total of $3,262.50. Okay. So then that's going to add that up. So now I have 1,300 units available to sell. So in this case, let's review. How many batches of inventory do I actually have? Well, I carried one over from the beginning. I purchased 2, and now I only have 2 left, right? I got rid of my beginning inventory. And now I'm at 1,300 units that I have available to sell. Okay. So let's see what happened next. June 12th, you end up selling 450 units. So let's take a look. I got 550 left in my green batch. So is that enough to cover all 450 units?
Yes.
Yes. So in this case, my green batch cost per item
$4.12.
12.5 cents. Okay, good.
Yeah.
So in this case, what's my grand total cost of goods sold here?
$1,856.25.
Good, good. So now I need to update my green batch of inventory here. Okay, because now, right, I started out with 550 and I just sold 450. So I should have 100 left.
Right.
Okay. And 2268 minus 1856.25. I should have 412.50, right? And we know this because 100 times $4 and 12.5 cents will give you 412.50. So in this case, good. We already recognize that much. Okay. So again, this was, oops. My green batch of inventory. And now I can go ahead and update my green because now I have 100 left. Okay. Now I'm down to 850 left in my inventory. So let's see what's next. June 15, we end up selling an additional 500 units. Okay, 500 units. So we sold another 500. In this case, we do have enough. We have 850. So yes, we can sell another 500. Now, it's June 15. How am I going to sell my 500 units?
Okay, you're gonna use the 100.
Mm-hmm. You use the 100 that we have left remaining. So in this case, we already identified that I only have 100 units left at 412.5. And we already know that this is going to give me 400. $412.50. And this one, I can write that off right away. Okay. So in this case, how much do I need to sell to get a grand total of 500 units?
Okay, you're gonna take 400 out of the 750.
400 out of the 750. Good. And right now, my cost per item is currently for my yellow batch of inventory. How much is it going to cost me per item?
1740.
Okay, hold on. You calculated it. So it's at $4.35 to give you a grand total of 1740. Good. So in this case, grand total for selling all 500 units will give you a total of $2,152.50. Okay. So once again, I'm going to take my 750. I'm going to subtract 400, so I should be left with
350.
$350. I started with 3262.50 and I sold 1,740. I should be left with 1522.50. Right? So let's go ahead and update my inventory now, because now I only have 350 units left at $4.35, which gets me 1522.50. Right? Cool. So now I only have 350 units left. So let's see what's next. June 20th. You end up purchasing 600 units, okay, at $405, okay, on an account with a freight of $20. So 600 units at $405 with a freight of $20. Okay, 600, $405, $20.
That would give you 2430.
2430 plus $20.
2450.
2450, which will give me a cost per item of okay, we'll give you a cost per item of 408.33. Okay.
Yeah.
So let me go ahead and add that new inventory in there. So we got 600 units at 4.08333333. Okay, which would yield you that $2,450. Okay. So then there you go. I now have 950 units available to sell. Okay. So let's go ahead and see what happened next. June 22nd, we end up selling 250 units. So let's take a look. Do I have enough for 250 units?
Yes, you'll do 250 out the yellow.
Good. 250 at the yellow, which right now has a cost per item of that $4.35. So what is my total cost of goods sold for selling 250 units at $4.35?
1087.50.
$10.87.50. Good. So then now I need to take that out because right now I currently had $3.50. I just sold $2.50, so I should have $100 left. I started out with $15.22.50 and I just sold $10.87.50. I should have $435 remaining, right? Because 100 at $4.35 should give you $435. And this was my yellow batch. So now I gotta update my inventory because now I have 100 left. So now I have exactly 700 units left to sell. So let's see what happened next. June 25th, we end up making another purchase of 350 units at $4.35 with a freight costing $50. Oh, those should be reversed. Anyways, 350, $4.35, cost of $50. 350, 435,
Okay.
and 50. So, sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, that's 1522.50.
Okay. Plus $50.
1572.50.
Okay, which will give you a cost per item of
$4.49.
good. Okay. So then I have to choose one last color. Okay, let's see what other color I can use. So I'm going to use purple in this case. Okay, purple. Okay. All right. So now by that new purchase, I now have a total of 1050 available to sell. Okay. So I got 3 batches of inventory. I got my yellow, I got my red, and I got my purple. Okay. So now let's see what happened next. June 27, you end up selling 550 units at $10.50. So in this case, 550 on June 27. In this case, let's see. I have 3 batches of inventory.
Okay, you're going to sell the yellow.
Okay. So I'm going to sell the 100 from the yellow.
You're gonna do 450 out of the red.
Okay. So again, my yellow, we know that it's we already calculated it, right? 100 at $4.35, which we already know is 435. So I can eliminate that now out here to get my numbers to be 0. And I can go ahead and 0 this out here. Okay. And I'm going to take 450 units out of my red batch. What is my current cost per item for my red batch of inventory?
$4.08.
$4.08. So in this case, let's go ahead and
It'll be 1822.50.
$18.
Okay, hold on. $18.36.
Okay, so are you rounding your numbers? You should be punching in 4.08333333.
Okay, 1837.50.
There you go, 1837.50. And this was my red batch of inventory. Okay. So let's go ahead and figure that number out. If my red batch was way up here at 600 and I just sold 450, I should have
150.
you should have 150 left. Okay. And then here 2450 minus 1837.50 is going to give you an even $612. Okay. So therefore, let me update my inventory because now I only have 150 left at 612.50, and now I have a total of 500 units left remaining. And let's check out what my scenario says. It says here that on June 30th, you should have a total of 500 units left on hand, and we do. Yay. So, any questions in regards to periodic FIFO?